Namaste to everyone. Today we are going to have a discussion on Lord Sri Venkateswar'S eyes, the beauty and symbolism of God Venkateswar'S eyes. It is a holistic understanding, spiritual essence of Lord Sri Venkateswar'S eyes, sacredness, and its impact on devotees who pray Lord Venkateswara. Many of us will be having a darshan of Lord Sri Venkateswara, but you are not keen in looking into the aspects of Venkateswara's parts of the body, especially the eyes, nose, lips, ears, hands, chest, all the legs. All these are all important parts of Lord Sri Venkateswara, which are having mystical powers and sacredness, and every part of the body of Sri Venkateswara is sacred for Hindus. One must know about each aspect, that is, each part of Sri Venkateswara's importance and its significance and its sacredness. As a devotee and also prolonged period of PhD I have done on Lord Sri Venkateswara. I have published 2 books which you can see here. After doing extensive research on Tirumala, Tirupati temples, I thought it is my duty to share my knowledge with the devotees. Lord Sri Venkateswara is an important god for all Hindus all over the world. So, I have taken up this work to enlighten the devotees and pilgrims who are coming to Tirumala temple for worshipping the Lord Venkateswara. Today we are going to have a talk on Lord Sri Venkateswara's eyes. Let us proceed. Hindu tradition, eyes are not only seen as a physical beautiful but also a channel for divine blessings and love. The gaze is believed to hold the power to heal and comfort, reflecting the strength of human connection. When speaking of divine figure like Lord Sri Venkateswara, the emphasis on his eyes becomes even more profound as they symbolize omniscience, compassion, and protection. Lord Sri Venkateswara's gaze represents the divine's watchful and caring nature, ready to bestow blessings upon all who seek his grace. Thus, the eyes of Lord Sri Venkateswara, the eyes, whether human or divine, are a focal point of beauty and spiritual significance, uniting outer allure with deep inner meaning. As an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Venkateswara embodies the qualities of preservation, compassion, and divine grace. His eyes, often described as a lotus-like and radiant, are not merely aesthetic features but profound symbols representing his omniscience, benevolence, and a protective nature. Though an examination of sacred texts such as the Vedas Puranas, the Alwar hymns of Divya Prabandhams, and cherished folk stories, we will delve into the multifaceted significance of Lord Venkateswara's eyes. This comprehensive analysis will include original Sanskrit verses, then translations, and detailed explanation to provide a holistic understanding of the Lord Sri Venkateswara's spiritual essence. So, we are going to have in-depth analysis of the eyes of Lord Sri Venkateswara. Let us look into the aspects of the eyes of Lord Sri Venkateswara, what it says in Vishnu Purana. The Vishnu Purana is one of the major Puranic texts dedicated to Lord Vishnu, offering detailed narratives of his incarnations and divine attributes. In Vishnu Purana, Book 1, Chapter 2, Verse 22 mentions that Nilotpaladalpasyama Vilochana Virajitam Samam Kanta Samudbatam Mukutena Virajitam. It means with eyes as blue as lotus petals, shining brightly and extending up to his ears, adorning with magnificent crown. This verse from Vishnu Purana describes Lord Vishnu's eyes likening them to blue lotus petals, a symbol of purity and divine beauty. The extension of his eyes up to his ears signifies his all-seeing nature, emphasizing his omnipresence and omniscience. Adorned with a resplendent crown, Lord Vishnu's form radiates both majesty and compassion, reflecting his role as the preserver of the universe who oversees all creations with a benevolent grace. Another verse from Narayana Upanishad, a part of other Veda, offers deep philosophical insights into Lord Vishnu's divine form, including his eyes. In chapter 10, verse 2, it mentions that Nilodpaladala Syamam Tadbhasyabham Snanayanam Mahimanaha Sarva Bhuta Prematma Sarva Vyapi Divya Vidam. The verse portrays Lord Sri Venkateswar'S eyes as a vast and lotus-like, symbolizing his capacity for universal love and omnipresence. The phrase Sarva Bhuta Prematama, that is a soul of universal love, underscores his boundless compassion, while Sarvavyapi Divyandam, that is all-pervading in twofold nature, highlights his dual role as both preserver and sustainer of the cosmos. The eyes, therefore, represent not only his ability to oversee the universe, but also his inherent love and protective nature towards all beings. See the beauty of this verse. He explains that is compared with the cosmos, his eyes, and he protects the entire universe. So the eyes are so powerful and sacred. Then let us look into the Padma Purana. Padma Purana is another significant text that glorifies Lord Vishnu's divine form, including the detailed description of his eyes. The Padma Purana, Uttarakanda, chapter 3, verse 35, mentions Vachasyaha Sivachasihnam Sri Yuktam Cha Srimannarayanaha Santam Teja Prajwaladjwajapatnarsanam Syamam Sarabham. In translation, we can find that Lord Narayana, adorned with the auspicious mark Sri Vassa on his chest, radiance, peace and brilliance, his eyes shaped like lotus petals, shine with divine grace, crowned with a resplendent diadem. In explaining Sri Venkateswar'S eyes, the verse from the Padma Purana not only highlights the Vassa mark of Vishnu's chest, a symbol of his eternal union with goddess Lakshmi, but also emphasizes the beauty of his lotus-shaped eyes. The depiction of eyes shining with divine grace and presence of magnificent crown further accentuate his regal and compassionate nature. The serene and radiant eyes symbolize his role as a peaceful protector who bestows blessings and maintains cosmic harmony. We are not aware of Lord Venkateswar'S eyes, but we are worshipping every day, and many of us going to Tirumala to have darshan of Lord Sri Venkateswara, but we are not aware or not known about the real sacredness of Lord Venkateswar'S eyes. Let us look into the Bhagavad Gita verse. In the Vishwarupa Darshana, Arjuna describes Lord Krishna, an incarnation of Vishnu, as having innumerable eyes. Let us look into the verse, what it says. Aneka bahudara Vektannetram Pachyami-tvam sarvottanantarupam. Here, Arjuna says, I see you with countless arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, infinite in form, extended to all directions. While explaining, the verse reveals the multiplicity of Vishnu's vision, representing his ability to perceive every aspect of existence. Each eye in the form represents a dimension of the universal under his watch, with none escaping the sight. It is an important verse to know about the Lord Vishnu's eyes, He says none of them can escape from his vision. That whether you are doing a good or a bad, everything is recorded. Always the God, Lord Sri Venkateswara, observing you with his eyes. Don't think that none of them are seeing you, what you are doing, bad things or good things. Everything, every act of your body, every act of yours is observed by the God's eyes. That is the reality. That is the greatness of the Lord Sri Venkateswar's eyes. Another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28 mentions that Santam Tejaha Prajvaladvaja Patravarma Nam Sayam Vedha Megadhyutya Prabham Bhurilochanam. The translation says, he is dark like a cloud, with eyes resembling lotus petals, emitting a soft brilliance. If you further explain, here Vishnu's eyes, that is Sri Venkateswara's eyes, are described as lotus-like, soft yet radiating a climbing luminosity. This portrayal reinforces the idea of divine compassion, as Vishnu's gaze reflects both power and tenderness. See the beauty of Lord Sri Venkateswar's eyes. We have a good number of hymns, descriptions of Lord Vishnu's and Sri Venkateswar's eyes. The Tamil Alwars, who composed the Divya Prabandhams, offer poetic and heartfelt descriptions of Lord Vishnu's and Venkateswar's eyes, emphasizing their beauty, compassion, and divine power. Nammalvar, one of the most esteemed Alwars, composed the Tirunmozhai, a collection of the hymns that vividly describes the divine attribute of Lord Sri Venkateswara and Vishnu, including his eyes. One of his verses says like this:
காணாதென்பது கண்ணனின் கண்ணோட்டம் அழகிய கன்னிகள் பூங்கொத்து பூண்டோதே.
It means the Lord's face, adorned with grandeur, has eyes that radiate smiles. In explaining, we can say Nammalvar describes Vishnu's eyes as radiating smiles, highlighting their gentle and compassionate nature. Imaginary of garland adorning the Lord's face adds to the depiction of his beauty and divine grace. The smiling eyes signify his readiness to bless and protect his devotees, creating a personal and intimate connection between the Lord and his followers. Periyalvar, another revered Alvar, composed Tiruppalanadu, a hymn that includes a detailed description of Vishnu's form, particularly focusing on his eyes.
காணாதென்பது கண்ணனின் கண்ணோட்டம் அழகிய கன்னிகள் பூங்கொத்து பூண்டோதே.
Translation for this verse is, the eyes of the Lord, if unseen, leave the devotees yearning, beautiful eyes like cluster of blossoming lotuses. In explanation, we can say that Periyalvar emphasizes the captivating beauty of Lord Sri Venkateswar's eyes, comparing them to blossoming lotuses. This comparison underscores their purity and allure, making them a central focus of devotion. The verse conveys that seeing the Lord's eyes is essential for the devotee's spiritual fulfillment, as his gaze embodies divine beauty and compassion that inspires unwavering devotion. See here, the Periyalvar clearly mentions that mere having a darshan of Lord Venkateswara is not enough, but you have to look into the eyes of Lord Sri Venkateswara and get his blessings. If you look into the eyes, his vision will fall on you and you will be blessed. Mere having a darshan of Lord Sri Venkateswara is not enough, but you should have the vision of looking into the eyes of Lord Sri Venkateswara. Before concluding, let us have a brief discussion on this subject matter. The eyes of Vishnu as the pathway to divine grace, the beauty and power of Lord Sri Venkateswara's eyes serves as an integral part of his compassionate nature, from Vedic verses to Puranic tales and Alwars hymns. His eyes are seen as a symbols of unconditional love, strength, and protection. For those seeking liberation, that is moksha, the eyes of Vishnu, that is the eyes of Sri Venkateswara, represented in the form of Lord Vishnu, serves as a divine bridge. His gaze purifies, his vision protects, and his beauty inspires unwavering devotion. Though the eyes, he offers a silent yet powerful prominence to all those who come before him, that of everlasting care and liberation from the cycle of suffering. This multifaceted symbolism provides a foundation for spiritual teachings, making it valuable subject for lectures and discussions on Vaishnavite devotion and iconography. The belief in the healing of Lord Sri Venkateswara compassionate gaze is deeply rooted in faith and traditions surrounding his worship at Tirumala Venkateswara temple. Pilgrims have long revered his glance as a divine remedy for both physical and spiritual sufferings, and the idea of catching sight of his face, especially his eyes, holds profound spiritual significance. Now let us look into the famous verse from Venkateswara Subramanym, what it says about lotus eyes of Sri Venkateswara. The meaning of this verse is the lotus is a recurring and profound symbol in Hindu philosophy and Vedic metaphysics. It represents divine beauty, spiritual purity, and detachment. Despite being rooted in mud, the lotus remains untainted symbolism, the ability to live in the world without being affected by its impurities. This verse appeals to the Lord's ability to sustain devotees in all circumstances. By invoking the lotus, it invites reflection on spiritual purity amidst worldly entanglements. The blooming lotus inspires trust in divine process, symbolizing hope and renewal. In its metaphysical essence, the lotus signifies transcendence and enlightenment, qualities embodied by Lord Venkateswara. Thus, Sri Venkateswar's eyes becomes a powerful prayer for spiritual upliftment and material well-being, reinforcing the Lord's role as the eternal protector of devotees. I hope you enjoyed this discussion about the Lord Sri Venkateswar's eyes. I really like dealing with every aspect of Lord Sri Venkateswara. I am searching good number of books, both Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, Alwars, verses, and I am spending my entire time. You may surprise that every day I am spending more than 10 hours to prepare for these lectures. It is a great contribution from me to the Hindu community. Thank you very much for your kind listening. I request you, if you like, you forward it to your friends and group people, and also subscribe this channel to know more about Hindu culture and civilization. Thank you one and all.